Perfect. Thank you, Rudan. Well, welcome everyone. Oh. So welcome everyone. I don't know if we will give a few minutes for, we have another community member that was joining today. And I guess that all the commissioners are here except Ward, right?
I think so.
Peter.
Yeah. Yeah, Peter is here.
Arrived.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Peter is here. So
Oh, there he is.
we have Richard, Jenny, and well, I guess that we can start because we are already on the hour.
Would you like me to share my screen and put the agenda up?
I don't know. No, I prefer to see everybody's face.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I have the agenda here on the side. I just want first to ask if everybody read the notes from the last meeting. Yeah. Yes. If there is anything that we need to do, Richard, you want to say something? You are mute. You are muted, Richard. Okay, Richard cannot speak, so we will move forward. Richard, you can hear
yes,
Richard.
I think I got it. Okay.
Okay, now you got it.
I didn't see them posted. I looked for them.
They are not posted?
I didn't see them.
Well, they
I
are
looked through the
posted
list.
until they're approved. So
I see. Okay.
Oh, we need to approve them before.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Right.
sorry, Richard, but anyway, you cannot vote for the approval. So we will let you know what happened with the with the notes. So all voting.
So I'll move that we approve the minutes as
okay.
Distributed.
Perfect.
Second.
Perfect. Second. Okay. Everybody in favor? Nobody against? Okay.
In favor,
yes. Perfect. So the notes are approved, so they can be posted, Richard, and we will share them with you.
Okay.
Thank
you.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Ruth Ann, maybe you can answer this. Since we have the meetings recorded, do we have to do minutes? I had talked about the last time that we would just do action items and didn't have to do minutes, or do we need them officially?
I think we need them officially.
Oh,
we aren't forever going to necessarily do Zoom, but we also post them, and not everyone has access to
the YouTube channel. Well, anyway, I'm not sure if I will call them minutes, but at least I keep notes from the meeting and I check with the audio, just briefly what we were discussing, and I think that works, right? Perfect. Yeah, as long as I think that we need to keep record of the things. Okay.
And as long as there's any action items, making sure that those action items or votes are included. That's the only thing legally.
Perfect. Yeah. And then we just keep the follow up on them. Okay. So we are waiting for Linda, but we don't have Linda yet here. So we have Jenny. Jenny Edward. Okay, Jenny, we have 5 minutes to hear from you, and maybe if anybody has any question, we can talk about that. So if you want to let us know. Yeah, you're.
Talk about.
Can you hear us?
Yep.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, yes. We can.
This is Robert Caserta, and I'm Jeannie Edwards, and we both are from Liberty Street in Kingston, and we're putting on, along with well, go ahead, Robert, you talk.
We're planning an event at the Clinton Avenue Church, along with Pastor Joy and the Ulster County Sheriff, Toys for Tots, and also David Roccaflora. We're all in on putting this event together. We're calling it Three Kings Day. It's going to be January 6th between 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the evening. we're gonna have the Three Kings there giving out gifts for the kids, food. We're gonna have a mariachi band, face painting, clowns.
Rosca, the bread that goes with the tradition.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're gonna
It's-
do the traditional bread cutting. We looking at it, we're thinking it's going to be the first year. We got a lot of positive response from it so far. I'm assuming there'll probably be a couple of hundred people would show up because we had a little, during the summer, we had a little street festival right here on Liberty Street for Independence Day, Mexico Independence Day. And we got a very big turnout for that. It was a lovely evening. Everybody had fun, a great night. So we're looking forward to the Three Kings on January 6th. An evening of fun and something special for the kids with plenty of gifts. We have a couple of hundred gifts already wrapped and ready to go for them.
So we're just picking up our community. It's unity in the community. And it's for our Latino brothers and sisters in our community. So they don't lose their traditions coming over here and I don't want to say colonized, but coming over here. So some of the traditions aren't lost and keeping the culture alive with song and dance and with unity in the community. We want the community as one. We've going through hard times the last couple of years, and this is a gathering and a teaching and a growing time for us in the community also that don't know too much about it.
Yeah.
Does anyone have
and-
any questions?
Yes, I have a question. You mentioned about the tradition, and I wonder, beyond the Rosca de Reyes, is there anybody that is going to talk about what the celebration of the Reyes mean, and are the Reyes going to be present?
Yes, David,
Yeah.
from Rocca Floral, along with a couple of other people. Yes.
Yeah, your sound is
Oh, you're
cutting
frozen.
out.
Can you hear me still? Okay, there you go.
Yeah, it seems like you're cutting out. Oh, one question before we lose you. Do you have a flyer or any information that eventually can be shared?
Yes.
Stand it up.
I
Yeah.
could send, do you have a
No, put it up.
phone number we could text it to you?
Let them see it also.
Yes, and also you have my email, Jenny.
If you could, yeah, I'll get your emails from Lynn, if that's okay, and we will send it. We just have the one flyer right now that's in English, but the Spanish one, we have
Ready.
one in Spanish that's all ready to go. And we will text everybody with them or email you.
Okay, perfect.
And
Yeah.
You guys should be on Kingston Happenings. I'm trying to think of listings that we have in the city, right? We have Kingston Happenings, right? Maybe that's a place to get listed.
And also,
That's a very good.
also Radio Kingston,
Radio Kingston, right?
several
would-
people promote that on Radio Kingston for you.
Yeah, that's
We were
true.
on Radio Kingston on the Spanish station. I don't know it right offhand. Once already, we definitely are going to send flyers to everyone and hang them up around town. We really want to see the community unite in this.
What's the date again?
January 6th.
January 6th.
Traditional Three Kings Day.
Great.
Perfect.
We were
Well, great.
planning it a little early, but we're thinking it's gonna go from about 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
From 3 to
it's a
8.
Thursday evening.
Right.
Yes, and we also have Sheriff Figelo is going to play the king. We also have KPD, the fire department's gonna come give out hats and stuff. This is really trying to unite all of us, not just in wards or in whatever. It's just that really we embrace each other at this time. And we have to learn about each other.
Of course.
So I have a question, Jeannie. Are you gonna, when you do the explanation, will it be in Spanish and English? Are you gonna have like dual language?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
Perfect.
We're
Well,
covering all ends.
And
Because
it's
we
at
want to
the,
grow.
it's at the Clinton Avenue Church?
I didn't,
yes,
it's at 122 Clinton Avenue in the gymnasium part of the church. Yes.
at the
Gotcha.
gymnasium. Perfect, perfect. Jeannie, thank you very much. And I look forward to have the flyer and, to see you all on January 6th.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping you could all make it, and thank you for even entertaining us on it, because it really is a artsy cultural event. So thank you very much, and thank
Perfect.
you, Lynn, part
Oh,
of the
well,
community.
thank you for doing this. I look forward
Okay,
to seeing you there.
I look forward to seeing you, and Lynn, I'll get the addresses from you of everybody's
Yes,
email.
is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and also try to
Thank
get
you.
the Kingston happenings and send you that, if you can list it. And
Yeah,
Radio
that's-
Kingston, well, you Radio Kingston, you know about.
Yeah, but we definitely want to reach out to the English speaking also.
Sure.
We want,
Perfect,
okay.
perfect. Thank you very much, Jeannie.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that was great.
Bye now.
Yeah, I mean, Linda apparently is having problems connecting, or she cannot, I don't know. She's sending me an email that sent to send her the phone number, but the link for Zoom also have all the phone numbers that you can use.
You could tell her I emailed her with the link again, and it has all the numbers, so.
Yeah, I did it too.
And I did it too.
Yeah, so I don't know what to do because all the information is there.
She needs to call us, we can't call her,
Yeah.
so. I'll deal with that if you want to move forward with the agenda.
Perfect.
try to get-
Okay. Yeah. So, I'm going next. Okay. So according to the agenda, we're going to talk about the strategy moving forward. And for the prospective new members, I think that somehow we all agree that we would like to have a good representation of the community. And I think it was 2 meetings ago that Peter and Ward worked together with the list of the applicants and put together somehow the criteria that are important for the commission. So I imagine that now that we have another opening, we may look through that to give a recommendation. I think it's great if everybody supports the recommendation from the commission as a whole. So I know that we cannot discuss in the meeting, the name of everybody and all those things, because that is a confidential information. But I will. What is the word for that? Motion. I would like to motion to continue having Peter and Ward reviewing those things, and maybe we can have a small, I don't know if to call it executive committee or something like that, with 2-3 members to discuss what we have there, how to move forward, and then also talk with the rest of the commission. Yes, Peter?
We can also go into executive session when we're
Yes.
actually in the meeting, which we will actually turn off the recording and we will go into executive session, and then we can break from executive session, go back into the meeting. So we can talk about actual people and confidential information in executive session.
Oh, that's great. During this meeting, for instance?
During any meeting, you can go into executive session.
I
So
do think we're not supposed to if there's guests, though, right?
Yeah, if there is no guest. So
Well,
Richard, you have to go. But don't worry, we're not gonna do it right now because anyway, Ward is not here, that it was part of that committee.
So we can technically go into executive session when guests are present, but the guests can't join into that. Obviously, they can't join into that, but they can be re-invited after we are out of executive session.
Oh, that's good to know. So eventually we could have like a breakout session in Zoom and, keep people waiting or having a coffee on one side and then,
Exactly.
that sounds good. So if you all agree, I would like to talk about that next meeting. And also I think that we have several applications. Peter, by the way, did we send the thank you notes to all the people that applied before?
think Susie did. Is that right, Susie?
No, you asked me to send you the letter and I sent you in Word the letter. Did I?
But I don't have any contact information for any of those people.
Oh, okay, but was the letter okay? I never.
Yes, I replied back and said, looks great.
Oh, okay. All right, then I'll just use that and I'll send it out to everybody.
And I just
Okay.
asked a Zoom tech question. Linda's still not able to get in and she says the 646 doesn't let me go anywhere. But
Oh, boy.
should I be telling her to dial when it says dial by your location? I give her the New York number, right?
Yeah, but the numbers are there on the link, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure
Yeah.
what. Okay,
Yeah,
please
I
go on. I'll
don't-
still try to get her in. I think she's,
thank you, Rodan. Yes,
I-
Lynn?
So are all the commission members going to see who's applying? I mean, I have no idea who's applying. I know I
Yeah.
mentioned to a couple people, and I have no idea who these people are. I mean, will we all
Yeah.
get to look at that?
Well, the thing that we were talking, and we start talking about this last meeting, is like somehow work out a few committees so we can have different assignments. I remember that we tried to have like the monuments committee. Maybe we can have, well, sort of like we have a committee with Ward and Peter to look at those applications and maybe present to us in one of these executive session is the
Okay.
name, Peter,
Okay,
and then we can see, you know, what were the top picks that eventually they found and why, and the reason
Okay.
why, and we can discuss that, and then based on that we will give the recommendation to the mayor, knowing that the mayor is the one that is going to decide. It's just that I would like to have a recommendation that comes from the commission, and also to see what we really think we need to include in the commission, right? So not only to try to have a diversity in backgrounds, but also in you know, in interest, in, you know,
Mhm.
whatever area eventually we see that we are still with need of support. It would be great to have somebody that feel out that, or at least that's my, oh, what made it? Here we go. So that's the idea. So if
Okay.
you all agree with that, I will still keep that on Peter and Ward, and maybe I will encourage you know, more people from the community, and all of you guys, if eventually you know of somebody that will be a great addition to the commission, please let them know that they can apply. And I know that Linda officially, stop, sorry, my dog is crying. Give me a second. So, but before I go to open the door to you know, so I will come back because I have something else to say about the, well, no. You have to wait a little bit, okay? Sorry for that. So the idea is not only to have the committees. I have a proposal that, by the way, Richard forwarded to me about different committees also that he was, there's a certain structure for the commission that I'm looking into that. Peter also sent some proposals about committees, and I want to work on that and to present to you. I will say to start maybe with 3 or 4, no more than that. And because also somehow we also agreed in having an advisory, I don't know if to call it advisory board or advisory committee for all the commissioners that are not actively involved right now in the commission, and maybe open that to other people from the community. And something that I discussed with Peter previous meeting was that maybe we can ask them also to join one of these committees. So we can also have their advice, not only as a whole for the commission, but eventually if one of them feels stronger supporting, I don't know, going back to the monuments committee, or maybe to the new members committee and things like that. What do you think about that? Sounds good? Okay, I don't have the final draft with me, but I hope to have it for the next meeting, or maybe before that. What I could do is to mail that to all of you, have some input, Okay, so we can work that out. I really recommend to not have more than 3 or 4 because, you know, we're going to see how that works. And if eventually we are going to need more than that. Yes, Richard.
I would suggest you mentioned an advisory committee, an advisory grouping, you know, of people who've been on the commission, and people who are presently on the commission, a small group that talks about, you know, that makes a presentation of what possible committees could be formed, that discussion, you know, so that there can be in-depth discussion that doesn't take the time of the commission meeting, and it can be done, you know, separately, like a committee would, and then present you know, ideas of, you're saying 3 or 4 committees. Yeah. So which ones, you know, and what would they handle, and how would they do that?
Yeah,
my
that sounds good.
suggestion.
Yeah, well, the thing is that, for instance, so far that we know in that advisory board, we may have right now Lara, Ion, and Linda, and Richard. So therefore,
Thank you.
the 4 of you so far, but you know, as I say before, maybe we can also have other people. So the thing with the advisories is that they don't really need to make it to the meetings constantly, and maybe precisely because they are an advisor figure, you know, we can reach out to them for, I don't know, if eventually there is something that we want to do with Armit Hudson, it will make sense to contact Linda and ask for her advice. For instance, I'm just, you know, I'm making this up, and see if she can make it to one of our meetings, or if she can work with a committee, or if she can just send us an email with her point of view, things like that. So I really think that we need to keep it simple for them to keep them engaged, but I would like also to have them updated in what the commission is doing, something like that. But because the thing is not completely clear, that's why I don't have a draft here. But Richard, if you have any other idea, or you are in touch with somebody else and you would like to send that, please send the email to me, and we can discuss it with the rest of the group.
Yeah, I think, I mean, if we could start the advisory group anytime, and it should be connected with some of the members of the commission who are present members of the commission.
Absolutely. Yeah. So would you like, are you talking about like maybe scheduling a regular meeting or something like that?
Oh, just start a first meeting and find out, you know, and see how it goes. I mean, I'd be happy to contact the people that you mentioned, but also anybody who's on the commission now who would be
good,
interested in that. I mean, it has to be people on the commission who are involved in it too, not just
of course,
a separate advisory. It's got to be linked.
What about if we task you to contact the advisory and find out a day that eventually they will have to have that conversation, and let us know to see how many of us can join that?
Good. Excellent.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
Perfect. And also we will have time also to see what we would like from that advisory group. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. Okay, we did it very quick. So next in our agenda, we have Rudan. Rudan, do we have any update on the master plan?
Yes, actually, we are near completion. So I am anticipating having a final draft ready to send to all of you, and hopefully we'll only have punch list items to be corrected on it. And I hope that we'll have it by tomorrow or Monday to send to everyone. So
that sounds good.
If you can be on the lookout for that, I do expect it to be completely done before Christmas, and we'll be ready to run with it in January when the new Common Council members take office, and we can get ready to start talking to them about it in advance of the Common Council meeting where it'll be taken up.
That sounds good. And do we need to have a meeting with Lord, or we don't meet with them anymore?
We may have one more meeting to talk about the presentation, but I don't anticipate we'd have more than that.
Okay, the presentation to the Common Council.
Yeah.
Okay, that will be with them.
Presented to a committee of the council, And then the following month, after, they'll likely recommend that it go to the full council the following month, and it'll be voted on at that time. I would imagine it would go to the Laws and Rules Committee, but that'll be up to the Common Council president to assign.
To where it goes. Okay, and who handles that? You, Lord?
Well, our new director will schedule.
Eventually, okay.
She'll schedule it for the committee, and the actual presentation will be done by Lord.
Okay, and that, so obviously that will be for January, right?
The committee meeting will probably be in February.
Oh, February.
Yeah, but in
Okay.
January, with the complete plan, the Arts Commission members can try to meet with the new Common Council and the current members who aren't changing out to talk about it in advance.
To talk with them.
Yeah.
Exactly, perfect. So now that you mentioned the director, the new director, do we have any update on that?
Well, we have a candidate who has been selected, and there'll be an announcement made next week. The reason we can't go public with it is that as part of New York State civil service law, the candidate needs to receive a formal offer letter, and that comes from our civil service person, Jackie, and she's on vacation this week. So as soon as she's back, that letter will be sent and we can start talking publicly. But
Okay.
we anticipate having our director begin in early
For
January.
January? Okay, yeah, because we are already, but that's great news. So we can already start planning the agenda for when the person starts. We already have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and
for-
also the city budget was approved, and in that
It was
budget,
approved.
there was an increase in the salary for the arts director. So it's a nice jump. And
Oh,
it's
that's good.
deserved. Yeah.
And talking about that, Peter, so that means that the position is not depending on a grant anymore?
I'm not sure exactly
No.
how the funding was constructed for it. I think that the city does take responsibility for the
Okay,
fringe benefits. And that's a good thing because it's demonstrating our buy-in for the position on a more permanent level.
Yeah.
Ultimately, there weren't any grant funding.
but then the commission doesn't need to reply for grants or anything. So it's not our business.
What was that question? I didn't understand what you meant.
Yeah, because you say that if the city is in charge of the fringe benefits, the salary, I remember that it was a grant involved here. So
Yeah, I
the
think
question,
the salary is covered by the grant, and then the fringe benefits, I believe, don't quote me on that, but I think that's how it was distributed.
okay, yes, Lynn.
Yeah, I thought that that the city paid for a part-time position, and that when we did the arts plan, that part of that would became a full-time position, and that to make it full-time, that was supplemented by the grant. That's what I thought.
No,
Well, it is
My-
partially paid for by the grant and partially paid for by the city.
Yeah, it
Right,
seems
but
that
the
it's a
grant
combination.
accompanied the plan, but I guess when the plan is done, I guess.
Oh,
After Addie left, we were due to reapply for new funding, and the mayor actually did that himself, and they approved it, so.
Oh, okay, so the
Oh,
funding
okay.
is full-time, partly with a grant through the following year.
Yes,
the mayor is in charge of that. So yeah, that's the point. We don't need to do anything with that, right?
right.
Okay, perfect. That sounds good. So I get that. Anybody else have any question in regards to that position?
So I
No?
guess we'll find out who the person is next week.
we
Ruthann,
will wait for that. Yes, Susie.
and speaking of which, Ruthann, is Roy going to follow up with the others and thank them for
Yes.
their, okay,
I think the mayor already sent messages to everyone.
okay, great.
We wanted
Thanks.
to make sure that was done before it went public.
Okay.
I'm just gonna mute myself to call Linda. She's still confused. So let me take care of that.
Sorry, I got rid of the dog. I didn't get rid of it. I just opened it. So, okay, so our next item in the agenda, oh my God, we are killing it very quick. Peter, would you like to talk about the proposed amendment, the proposal?
Sure. We had a discussion last meeting about the actual document that created the Arts Commission. And I think we decided that it needed some updating from when it was created. So I said I'd be happy to take that on. I've been slammed, so I just haven't had time to actually go through it item by item. But I would encourage anybody to take a look at it. And if they have comments on it, just feed them directly to me. And I'll also make some comments and then bring them back to the next meeting. And then we have to go through the process of amending that. I didn't think that it needed a ton of work, but there were some specific things that seemed like
with the calendar, yeah, I think it was that.
Just a few things that I think were either aspirational or things that just are now going to be under the purview of the actual Director of Arts and Culture rather than the Arts Commission. So I think doing a little bit of that separation is probably correct. But I would definitely would appreciate the input of other Arts Commission members on that document, and then we can go through that process of amending it.
Where do you find that? Where is it?
I have a copy. I can send that. Ruth Ann, can you send that out to everybody if I send it to you? Oh, she's on.
Oh, she's on the phone. I think I have.
I'll connect with Ruth Ann about it and make sure that everybody on the commission gets it.
You know, I can put it on the chat, by the way, if let me see if it works, because I don't remember if last time that worked or not. No, it's not working. Okay, yeah.
I had to go back and find it in the archives of resolutions for the city. So I downloaded it from the city website, but it was way back in, I can't even remember what year it was. Do you know, Richard?
Yeah,
2015,
I think.
2015, right?
Yeah, I have a copy.
And I have a copy if anybody wants it.
Yeah, I have a
we
copy
have-
that Richard sent me. I can just forward it to everybody. I'm
Great.
looking at it right now.
Done.
Yeah,
If
I have it. I have it
forward
too.
it
So,
to everybody, that would be awesome.
so I think that is Lisa, the only one that doesn't have it. And do you have the copy? Oh, Anne doesn't have it either.
I sent it to you, Brent, right?
Yeah, I got a copy from Peter and from Richard, actually. So I have two.
Perfect.
Anybody
Okay.
needs an extra.
Let's send it to Brent.
You can get a third copy just in case. That's good. So anybody has anything to comment about that resolution? Not yet, right? But in any case, it's clear that any feedback, please send it to Peter and we will work on that. Also, if you have any suggestions for the committees or eventually that you think that we should have a committee for such and such, please let me know, because for instance, one committee that I'm very invested in is the DEIA, because now I have another letter on that, the DEIA committee that I think is very important. And I would love to have a couple of people more in that committee working together with Peter and Ward to review the list of the candidates for new commissioner. If you want, yes, Susie.
Just a housekeeping question. How do we do this? Do we write up the resolution as we see that it should be done and then present that to the Common Council, Peter?
I think that's the way it would be, but I think it has to be championed by a council member. That would be my guess, is that we would have to present it to somebody who would then present it. But maybe Ruth Ann knows better.
I'm off with Linda. She's having technical problems, so she's going to call me tomorrow. And I said we'd reschedule her for January.
Okay.
So I did hear, Peter, you said my name when I was on the phone.
Yeah, so if we talk about amending a resolution, I know on a county level, it has to be presented by a legislator. So I'm assuming that it's the same for the city, that it has to be presented by a common council member to the
That
body.
might not be the same process. I haven't seen that before. Usually, the department head will submit a communications to the council
Okay.
to request placement on the appropriate committee, and then it's just discussed at the committee level, and then it moves forward. So it would be the Director of Arts and Cultural Affairs who
Okay.
starts that.
And then would that person then present the resolution?
Yes.
Oh, great. Excellent. Okay, good.
And we
Oh,
don't
that
know
sounds
yet
good.
who our liaison's gonna be.
No, but I contact with Rennie. It's just that because of the city budget and the end of the school year, he has been like, also very busy, but we're gonna meet next week. So I'm gonna talk to him about this, and hopefully, if it's not him, he will let me know who eventually he will imagine will be the right person from the Common Council, because I don't really know many of them. Peter, I think that you also mentioned that you were going to look at who were the members of the council. So let's see if we can find like a good match there to work with us.
I did take a look, and there's not any one person that stands out as
Yeah.
really knowledgeable or invested in the arts. Not that there's probably not somebody who loves the arts, but
Yeah.
there's nobody that is sort of like a likely suspect. And so I think asking Rennie first is probably a great idea, and getting his take on it.
Yeah. Yes, Anne.
Maria, Elena, if you need another person on your DEIA task force, I'm happy to join.
Yay! Anne.
All right. And I know Rennie is incredibly busy, but his wife is an artist. His son is an artist. He
Yeah.
has quite a knowledge of the arts and has always been a supporter of us as people for a long, long time. I've had many wonderful conversations with him. So just to keep that in mind. I'm sure he's too busy, but you never know.
Guess what? Linda is now in the waiting room.
Are you kidding me? So well, that's good. So we can
Let's give her a big applause as she enters.
Yay! That's perseverance.
Linda, are you there? You'll have to click a button that says mute or unmute.
Okay, now she's on mute.
Yeah, she's.
There you are. Welcome, Linda. Oh no, you're muted again.
Yeah, Linda, you have to unmute yourself if you can see that button.
Mute.
There
Perfect.
you go.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Yes.
You're
Are
in.
you able to hear me? I really apologize. I'm not in the space age yet, I guess. I'm in outer space, but not the same planet. Anyway, I really appreciate your patience and everyone trying to reach out to me, because I was so looking forward to this wonderful meeting. And I know I missed my exact time slot. Should I speak briefly for a few minutes?
You are fine. You have your 5 minutes to start now.
Okay, I sent everyone an email via Maria Elena, but I don't know if it's there, so I'll speak quickly anyway to describe. My project has to do with an outdoor event in Kingston at the Rondout, where it would be a site-specific dance and music program using canoes and using the open area to present modern dance of various different styles that would be very upbeat and colorful, multicultural themes. And then we would have two music groups. One would be an American jazz group from Woodstock that also loves to play bossa nova, Brazilian music. And the other one is a fantastic music group up in the mountains somewhere that I've worked with. They do music from the Andes. They're authentic musicians from their own country, and they're 4 of them. They're all brothers. They all have the last name of Lopez, and they've been at the Smithsonian Institution in Washington and all over, and they're just fabulous. They can play without microphones. They have bamboo flutes, and I'm sure you're used to, hearing their music or that style of music. I have a few dances based on music of the Andes and the Festival of the Sun, which is a Peruvian and Inca theme from way back. And I also have different modern dance fun pieces, like one piece based on Hernando's Hideaway with 2 children who dance with adults. And it's just a varied program of a lot of fun and very colorful costumes. And the idea would be that some of the musicians and dancers would arrive on canoes. We have 1 or 2 lined up already. And I would love to have the outdoor stage that a few years ago, the city of Kingston provided when I did a show on the stage there. And we even used our van as a dressing room. So we're very adaptable. But in view of what's going on now, that would be a perfect setting whereby people on their boats and people on land would be able to enjoy an unusual multicultural and American program. And it wouldn't matter where they're sitting because of the different dimensions of what it provides. So that's kind of what it's about.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, it seems to me that that will be something for the director of arts and culture, right? To any arrangement with the city for the stage.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Right.
I'm not sure, Linda, if you're aware, we've got a brand new stage. It's pretty spectacular, actually. But we
Where is it?
We store it at a DPW property. And there is a low rental fee for community groups. But we would have to make sure that it can be maneuvered to the location that you're talking about. That would be the only difficulty I would anticipate.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
we can also work without it, but it sort of enhances the program. The thing is, I don't know, I was wondering if it's too premature to ask if there might be any kind of funding from the city of Kingston in order to facilitate this.
Right now, we don't have specific funding for that type of program, but you might be aware that the city received a $17.3 million or $4 million federal grant through the ARPA program. And right now we're working on a spending plan for that. We have a consulting firm that's been doing a lot of community engagement. And I think there very well could be an arts piece to the spending plan. We'll know more in about a month. So if that's the case, it's possible that people could apply for funding to that.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, that would be great.
Yeah.
I mean, I work with, they're all professionals, so, I have to make sure that they know that they would be paid.
Of course. Yeah. And you wanted to say something, yeah?
Yeah, and it's been on my mind, and it's an ongoing conversation. And that is the central calendar. I think that's going to be one of the most important roles for arts and cultural director, because all these great things happen and we want to make sure they happen so there aren't conflicts with other events that are going on at the same time. So it's really going to take that consideration, because there's certain people who do certain things that time of year, and you just want to make sure that it's
true.
It's not a conflict, and that we can work together on this so that everybody has the place in the calendar where they can really pull their biggest audience and not conflict with another event. So that's all. So it's something you already know.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Well, I can be flexible about that.
Great.
I was just putting in a bid. I don't know if any of you received the one page description that I sent originally. Did anybody get that?
Yes,
I think that
got it.
Susie, I think
got
that's Susie, you sent it, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay, great.
Perfect.
I just wondered if you saw it. I made it like a menu, what the different components would be.
Yeah. No, it's very clear. I would say, Linda, that because eventually for in January, we will have the new director. I think it will be great for you to contact her. I would say not at the very beginning because she has to catch up with many things, but at least, you know, by the end of the month or something, will be great
Yes.
to have that contact with the new director. And, or maybe we can, I don't know, to follow up with that too.
Yes, you mean the end of January, once she gets situated.
I would
Hopefully.
say, well, I don't know, because it
Mhm.
depends. We still don't know when she's gonna start, when the person is gonna start, or you know, how long it will take to,
Mhm.
you know, I guess that the sooner the connection, the better, but I also know that it's like a lot to start with.
Yes.
And I would like, you know, to give time to whatever, to settle
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
with the
Okay.
position.
Well, I'm very excited about the possibility. So I hope, you know, eventually we can get through all of this. I mean, if I could finally get online with you, I think that's my first.
That would be
breakthrough.
great. Thank you. No, that's great. And thank you for what you're doing, and for insisting and finally made it to the meeting. That's great.
Yes, I know. I never wanted to give up. Anyway, should I tune out now so you can have your private meeting? Is that the idea? Okay.
Yes.
You're,
Okay,
you're
thank
welcome,
you, everybody.
you're welcome to
for
stay if
giving me
you
the
want to
time.
stay.
Yeah,
Oh,
if
I
you want to
can?
stay,
Oh,
you can.
Oh, I can? Okay, I'll stay for a little bit. Thank you.
Okay. So, okay. We talk about the rest. Okay, see, all business. You know, I'm gonna give Lisa her first participation to give us the update on the Mellon Foundation, because I don't like to be, you know, that's the kind of news that I don't like to give. So Lisa, it's all yours.
Thanks so much.
Well, and actually,
What a
I
welcome, what a
I
welcome.
can speak to that
Thanks.
too. So
Okay. My first words of the commission are bad news.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so the Mellon Foundation declined our proposal. And that was about a week and a half ago. So, yeah. But I don't know. I think it might be worth circling back around.
Was that through the monuments?
Yes.
Because they have another program that, I forgot what it's called, but it might be worth exploring that too. I can send everyone the link to it. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I think that when we send that letter, Susie, thank you, Lisa. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but you know. Sorry for that.
What might have precipitated that was I sent them an email, a second email asking about, you know, whether or not our proposal had been reviewed or even considered or whatever. So maybe that prompted them to send the notification.
So should we blame you for that? No.
Yeah, it's
no.
my fault.
No, but I guess, I mean, if we don't hear from them, I guess that we're allowed to ask for a follow-up, right? At least to know what's going on. But I remember that when we sent that letter, yeah, there was like another program. I don't know if you have that, Susie.
That was through the Ward, help me out on this one. It was the, they live across the river foundation, Kaplan Fund. Yeah.
The Kaplan Fund. Do you remember what? Okay.
It wasn't appropriate for what we were doing, and I had pushed it over to Harambe to see if they were interested. And I think maybe Sarah Litvin had applied for that as well. I'm not sure.
I don't remember that she did, but I don't know for sure.
Oh, okay. And did Sarah, do you know what if Sarah applied for the Mellon Foundation too? For the monuments?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Oh, okay.
No.
The other fund at Mellon is called Creatives Build New York. I don't know anything really about it. I
Oh, but that's for the stipend for artists. They are gonna fund artists for at least, I think it's 1 year or so. And they got funding for that. What's her name? Sono, Keiko Sono is working on that project don't remember the name, for the universal income salary, something like that. And I think that they are gonna open a call for artists to apply for this. It's not need-based or anything. It's just that apparently they are gonna receive all the application, and certain amount of people is gonna be selected to receive, if I remember correctly, $500 a month for a period of, I don't know how long. And so far it's going to be like a pilot, like an experiment to see how that works. So guys, the part that I remember asking when I heard about that is that what they consider artists is very ambiguous. So, you can just say that you're artist and join the pool, but I think it's going to be like a lottery, something, but it's for artists directly. Do you know anything about that, Brett? Because I see you nodding.
Yeah, I've been trying to kind of stay up to date on that, because it's also, they allow businesses to employ artists, and they pay the artist salary for working 3 days a week, but they pay them a full-time salary. So they're also, it looks like they're planning on working with small arts organizations to help with staffing as well. So I've been thinking about it from an ask standpoint, but there hasn't really been much of any kind of update since the summer on it, until very, very recently. So,
yeah, that's true. It looks like they are getting the green light recently, or I don't know.
I think they just hired Keiko, as you mentioned.
Keiko
and that's what's starting to kind of get some more information out. So I think they have something coming on this month, an information session. So I want to check that out. But yes, it does seem to be that employment kind of based thing as well.
Yeah, yes, Lynn.
Yeah, so is this the kind of thing that Arts Mid-Hudson would publicize? Because I'm wondering, we talk about having a calendar, which I think is really important. And if we had a place on the city website, for the commission, that we could post things like this to help support our arts community.
Yeah,
but maybe that's what Arts Mid-Hudson does. That's why I'm asking.
I think that information was in Arts Mid-Hudson.
The issue with putting the calendar on the city website is that you can't really, how do I want to say this? You can't put some things on and other things not, and it gets a little sticky with that.
Yeah, I think we have to figure out what the platform is going to be, to get around that. So that'll be the arts director's task.
Yeah.
I know that Kingston Happenings has a separate planning calendar, just so organizations can let each other know about the events that they want to plan, and so that there's minimal overlap. They set that up last year. Not many people use it, but I mean, we could start spreading the word about it. I mean, the city could help spread the word. There is that happening right now.
Indeed, I think that there was a link from is that correct, Rodan? Is there a link on the website of the city?
Yes.
That connects to Kingston Happiness, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it's working or not, but yeah, that has been like an issue for a long time. It's hard. It's really hard to keep up, an information up to date in a calendar with so many things happening. I guess that it's just to encourage everyone to really stay in contact. And thank you, Brent. So there is a link. Brent shared the link to Creatives Build New York, so you have more information of what Keiko is doing, and also to understand the program. Somebody was trying to talk to talk now.
Thanks for that link, Lisa, for the community planning.
Yeah.
I didn't have that before. Thanks.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. yeah, it's always hard for that because there are so many things happening and it's also hard to keep up with everything.
Right.
Well, I don't think organizations are thinking about this particularly in their own planning. It's just like, I think there needs to be some information exchange there, that there is this, and that we do want to know what's happening, and we want to plan collaboratively across the year, and maybe a little PSA from the city to encourage it could help.
So maybe
Yeah.
you're saying reach out to all the organizations, take the initiative, have the city take the initiative.
I mean,
So
if finding a platform is difficult or unwieldy for a municipality to really spearhead, I mean, we can at least get the information out. I think the city could.
It's a goal in the master plan.
In the master plan, yeah.
Yeah, so
Right.
so the new director will take on trying to figure it out as one of our goals there.
How to tackle with that. Yeah, yeah, that's important. And also, well, oops. Okay, I'm gonna check if there is anything on the agenda, any new business or any update, guys, that you would like to share with us.
Yeah.
I want to
and,
mention something. Oh, sorry. After you, Susie. After you, Susie. Go ahead.
Susie.
I just want to talk about the Tubman
Oh, yes.
sculpture statue.
Mhm.
I did, Margie and I had an email exchange, and she wanted to know what our fundraising plans are, because she wants to involve her friends of the library. So, Anne, maybe you and I could get together next week and talk about that. And after the first of the year, let's, kind of the holidays kind of mess everything up.
Yeah.
But so after the first of the year, I believe I sent you guys all the list that
Yep.
I should include, that should be included on the programming. And so I'd like to reach out to them after the first of the year and start that ball rolling. So
that sounds good. Yeah, because the idea is to have the statue, I think, on September next year, right?
no, it's November.
November. But
Yeah.
anyway, so if we're gonna do a fundraiser, we really need to start early in the year to get something. How much we needed to raise? It was like 3,000 or something like that.
No, it's about 5,000.
Oh, okay.
And I did reach out to, I think I told you this, but I did reach out to the union.
Yeah.
They never responded. So, Anne, if you have, I think you talked about somebody, I forget, and maybe we could even ask the city. I mean, would they have that kind of equipment, Ruth Ann, that we might be able to?
What equipment do you mean?
Well,
To install.
what it came on a flatbed truck, and they had a forklift that came and lift. It's on pallets, so it did come, and and they were able to put the forklift in and lift it off and situate it. So I mean, I don't know that it needs to be the Iron Workers Union that does it. It just needs to be somebody who has the right equipment.
I'll ask, because I don't know offhand, but now that this topic has come up, I forgot I need to follow up with the mayor about booking the location. I did write to him with all the details and dates, but I didn't hear back from him confirming that it will be at the Broadway Commons. So I'll take care of that tomorrow.
And do you think, Rudan, that we could include that also as a proposal for the ARPA funds?
The way ARPA is working is there'll be buckets that are in broader, they won't be that specific. Like
okay, gotcha.
At this stage, we're not funding very specific projects. We're funding
more themes
programs.
or okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. So eventually
there could be an opportunity for an arts related bucket in the spending plan, and then we could apply to receive some of the funding from that bucket.
Yeah.
That makes
And Lisa, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to exclude you when I said, Anne, I'll talk to you next week, because you probably need to be in on that conversation too.
Yeah, Peter?
Yeah, I was just wondering, what can we as a commission do to help move the idea along of having an arts bucket for the ARPA funding?
Well, the public engagement portion it just closed, and the consultants are writing up everything for us, and they'll develop a proposed plan. So the next step would be public presentation of the plan, and that would be another opportunity. But if you
can we as a body write them a letter directly and just emphasize how?
Well, during one of the meeting, Peter, in one of the meetings that I was with the consultant, I remember suggesting them to include the entire master plan in the recommendation for funding. That doesn't mean that they are going to put that there. But at least I remember somebody else from the commission was in that meeting. I don't remember. Yeah, Susie. So we really try to make them, aware of the need to fund in the plan. And then I made also a special recommendation for the DEI campaign that I think is something that the city should embrace. But as Rudan says, once they present the thing, it will be also another opening for comments and input from the community, so we can double down on that.
Yeah, and I think you could probably still make some comments on Engage Kingston. They download everything from there. I'm just gonna log on and see if it's still taking comments. I think it's still open. So if you wanted to write some things there, I'll make sure that they get there.
Okay, and then when the master plan is finalized, we can send them a copy of it.
But yeah, what I did was they've been examining all city plans that are already completed, and this, since it's so close to being completed, I cut out the specific strategies and goals for them to have. So they have had that and they're studying it, and their perspective is to try to fund things that the city has already planned on trying to do as much as possible. So they do have that information.
Great, thank you very much.
Also, I have a question about that. Ruth Ann, do you happen to know if the Dover Cole planning consultants got a copy of the master plan?
I think they did.
Okay.
And I also not finalized, but
right. Okay. And I also wanted to mention that I was at a gallery opening in Poughkeepsie last weekend, and I met a member of the Poughkeepsie Arts Commission. I had no idea that Poughkeepsie had an arts commission. And I just want to mention that the man I spoke with said that they actually got money, $20,000 from the city for a film project. Like one of the films that was filmed in Poughkeepsie, they got $139,000. And so the Arts Commission lobbied and they got 20,000 of that. So I thought about that because we've had a number
we
of
have
films.
A lot of movies, yeah.
I don't even know what the city gets for these films. I mean, that's public information, right? But anyway, that's just another possible source of funding because, that is related to the arts directly.
Well, it also relates, I mean, in the plan, there is
the percent for the arts.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, we want to try to build a fund.
Right.
And one source could potentially be the percent for art program, but that's another good suggestion. I'd be interested to know how the city came about setting that up.
Yeah, well, I can't remember the guy's name, but we exchanged cards because I thought it'd be interesting to talk to them and find out what they're doing and what we can get from them. But I was impressed that they got that money. So maybe I'll find the card and I'll try to have a conversation with that person.
We can look probably on their website to figure out.
Right. That's easier. But anyway, I was kind of impressed by that.
Yeah, that's great. I actually heard about their commission beginning when I was still with the Bardavon, and I was still active on our commission, and I had heard that they were, you know, a little envious of how much Kingston had progressed, and they had plans to try to
The race
emulate.
continues. The competition continues.
Yeah.
I just want to mention, am I on mute? Oh, I'm on mute.
No, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good, thank you. I want to mention that there's been a lot of conversation post-COVID on the importance of the arts. And I think there's no better time to advocate for funding of the arts than right now. And I know that money is there, but also towards the future. There's been a lot of dialogue about community health and well-being, and how the arts contribute to a greater sense of self and community. So we should really go after that narrative, and I hope everybody will contribute to the Engage Kingston and make comments along those lines.
Yeah, I am looking, and you can still input comments.
That's great.
I would go to that page. I see a mistake here that this information about the survey is on there, but it did close. So I'm going to take that off. But the comments are really important.
Thank you.
Oh, that sounds good. Yes, Peter?
Sorry, I have a handful of stamps I'm sending out our year-end appeal. So I've been sending envelopes the whole time. But just to, is that what you've been wondering what I've been working on the whole time? Thousands of envelopes, which you might get one. But I wanted to mention that the LGBTQ Community Center is also putting out a survey. And so I would like to send it to this commission. It's a survey that's talking about the needs of the queer community. And if you could pass it along to folks, I'd really appreciate it. The survey is going to close on the 14th. And what we're going to do with the results of that is we're going to give that out to anybody who wants it, any organization that needs it, anybody that serves the queer community. We're going to give them all the survey results. So far, we're almost up to 200 respondents, which is great. I'd like to see it get to 350, 400, even more. So I'll send that out later, and if you could spread the word, I'd appreciate that.
Do you have it? Do you have it online, or is a hard copy?
It's online, but we also have copies available. If somebody can't do it online, we can get them a hard copy, which has a postage already paid that they can send it in. We can also actually take the survey on the phone. If somebody wants to call us, we'll just get the answers from them. Obviously breaks the confidentiality there, but if they're okay about breaking that confidentiality, we'll take all their answers via telephone. And it's also available in Spanish.
That's good. That's good. Oh, well, now that you say that, also we have, I'm gonna put it in the new businesses. We had since last month the report. I think that I commented to you guys the report of the Kingston Latino study. And sorry, it's my bad, but I'm also finishing the semester and it's been crazy. So hopefully I'm gonna get them to you guys. And also Brett, twice I have stopped by ask, and I keep forgetting that I need to go a specific day after noon, because when I go there it's closed, and I was like, damn, I had to come again.
Opens at 1.
Yeah, so it's my fault, but I would like to leave a few copies of the report to you.
If you come in earlier, you can put them through the mail slot. So
yeah, it's just that, you know, I wanted to have the, you know, the conversation, the you know, elevator pitch, just 10 seconds, something like that. Because also I'm trying to catch Sarah at the Rear Center, and hopefully I'm gonna get her next week. Let's see how it goes. So maybe I will stop by, but I would like guys to also send a copy to each one of you. I really would love to have a in-person meeting, and, you know, to share that. I don't know if in January maybe we can have our meeting in person, if you will feel comfortable. By the way, I guess that I can ask you, would you feel comfortable meeting in person in January? What day in January is gonna be? It's gonna be the 13th.
I think it really remains to be seen. We're spiking right now, so who knows what it's going to be like in a month.
Okay.
Who knows what it's going to be like in a week. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you know, I was just trying, but that's good. Anybody else has any update that would like to share? Any news that would like to share with us? Yes?
As most of you probably received this email or letter, but the Asks Telethon Fundraiser is happening on Sunday. So we're going to do an online telethon. I'll be wearing a ridiculous tuxedo, and we'll have all sorts of variety acts going on. So if you're not doing anything Sunday between 6 and 8, virtually stop on by. You can find all the info on our website. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun to just check it out.
Yeah, that's great. Great. Yes, Anne?
You're muted, Anne.
You're muted.
I had a message from Frank Waters that Harambe is planning Kwanzaa, 26th of December to the 30th. And also the Big Bubble is being reviewed as a community space. So if people have suggestions or ideas on that space, to talk to Frank. And I think that's potentially very exciting. So.
And what is the Big Bubble?
Big
The
Bubble,
laundromat.
the laundromat.
Oh.
Next to the old radio station.
Yeah, I know.
Now been moved across the street.
Got
So,
it.
yeah, they're looking for uses for that space. So that's all I've got. Thank you.
Who is looking for uses of the space?
It was bought by Novo.
Yeah, Lisa, yeah, Frank said they're looking for community input on how to use that space. So
Novo is.
yes, Novo and Frank is kind of the point person.
Oh,
So
how do we just contact Frank
Yeah.
about it?
yeah,
All right.
absolutely. Just call Frank or email him.
Yes, Peter?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, probably most of you know this already, but there was a huge Democratic win for the county legislature in terms of numbers. It's now a 16-7 majority, which I think is really going to bode well for arts funding. There's been, any of you who know, it's been a fight to get the arts funding through. And so I think this is going to be really good. And I'm certainly going to be pushing as hard as I can for funding for the arts for the next
Oh,
two.
that's great.
And remind me, Peter, was the county was there art funding and then it was cut during COVID? Just remind me what the history of that is.
And remember, I rallied the troops. You all got me to help raise it was cut and then it got kind of bumped up a bit. But I've had conversations now that we're trying to go back to pre-COVID funding for the arts, and that's where we're looking at. I was able to successfully put through some resolutions for pre-funded coving for the libraries, and actually a little bit of an increase, and that actually hopefully will pass at our next session. But it passed through Ways and Means Committee and passed through the Legislative Programs Committee. So I'm hoping that is going to be the trend that continues in the coming.
That's good. And basically that funding is for Art Mid-Hudson, right? Go to Art Mid-Hudson?
Arts Mid-Hudson, but I'm working on legislative programs dollars that I think is going to be a new way of looking at how that bucket of money is being distributed. I've put together kind of a little matrix of how we want to approach this funding and how we want to send out information to the community that we want to get RFPs for the funding. A lot of the funding in the past has been like special interest from certain legislators, and they come in and basically get it done. I want to set it up more like a grant type system where we're actually spreading the word throughout the county and saying this funding is available and here's the criteria that we're looking for. Please send us a request, and then looking through those requests and funding it that way so that it becomes more equitable and so that dollars are having more impact. And it's not just a special favor from a legislator. So,
but that kind of management is not what Art Mid-Hudson does?
Arts Mid-Hudson is a different type of thing. Arts Mid-Hudson gives grants to artists. What we would be doing is providing funding for, Ward, you're shaking your head.
Arts Mid-Hudson for years has taken county money and given grants to organizations.
Yeah.
To organizations as well, to organizations.
Yeah.
But what we would be doing is this is larger than just the arts. So legislative programs is arts and it's library.
Okay.
It's legislative programs, community service programs, that type of thing. So it's educational programs. It's really spread a lot wider than arts. But I think also that arts would be, in addition to funding Arts Mid-Hudson, I think individual arts groups could also send us a request for funding, and we'd be happy to look at that. So.
Because isn't that what Arts Mid-Hudson was? I mean, a long time ago, there was like Ulster County, the county funded it like a Dutchess County Arts, and it was consolidated and Ulster lost it. But that was Arts Mid-Hudson, its purpose, right? To distribute the county money.
That's my understanding is what happened was it was a county function and then it went to, it became.
Yeah.
And that would continue. You're saying this would be in addition to that, to the Arts Mid-Hudson.
Okay, and that will be administered directly by the legislature.
Correct.
And who is in charge of that?
In charge of distributing.
Well, in charge, who will be the pin person and the legislator?
Well, it would go through a committee, which is the Legislative Programs Committee. So
the Programs Committee, okay.
So we would see the requests and we would then recommend it to the full body to vote on. It's just the way that other requests come in. You know, people are requesting funds from us all the time. It goes to each special committee to look at that request. It's then either approved, denied by the committee, and often it goes to a couple committees. It usually goes to the Ways and Means Committee because it has to do with money, so they see everything with money. And so if it gets passed by multiple committees, it usually goes to the floor and then is passed. But some of the proposals are controversial, so they have a lot more conversation going on around.
Oh,
so is
good.
the Programs Committee developing the guidelines then
Yes.
for who can apply for this?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
And it's not out in the public yet, but it will be in the beginning of the year. And we'll start to take requests in January. So I'll certainly share all that information with you all.
Oh, that's great news, Peter.
Yes,
Thank
an
you.
interesting new way of distributing the funds. I think it's going to be a lot more equitable.
Absolutely.
Mr. Mintz, I see a couple of olives in that glass there. I hope you're enjoying them.
I'm in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh.
Well, all right, Ward.
In my hotel room.
All right.
How many arepas have you eaten so far? Not even one?
No,
I can't believe. That's great. Well, any other? Yes, Lisa.
I have a couple things.
Sure.
Just a shout out for the draw is hosting a Merry Makers Day. It's a free buy nothing Christmas Makers Day on Saturday the 18th from 12 to 5. So if you want to make your own gifts this year, we're providing the materials. You just have to show up and bring your heart and imagination, and you can make some gifts for people. Also, this month, MAD relaunched the gallery guide, the monthly gallery guide, in an online form, in an effort really to see what galleries are out there, reaching out, shining lights, seeing who responds. So if you know gallery owners in Kingston that want to participate, they can go to our website and sign up for the January gallery guide. So we're hoping to get it printed and distributed again, but really want to gauge the interest. And I noticed that galleries are having their openings whenever right now, or not having any openings at all. And so trying to see if we can galvanize the first Saturdays to happen again, and hopefully get it going full board by, spring or summer like we used to. Yeah.
Yeah, that will be great. Yes, Peter?
All right, I'm being chatty tonight, but
yeah.
I just wanted to report out on the Snowflake Festival. It was really great. I'm on the Snowflake Festival committee as part of the Kingston Uptown Business Association. And I don't know if anybody there. It was packed. And it was really great for the arts. There was a lot of musicians and performers and, people just all in the streets. And I think, people are hungry for gatherings and wanting together. And it was a really, really wonderful, successful event. So I just wanted to let you all know that happened and was great.
That's great.
Actually, that makes me think I should announce that the city and the county are working together on their first economic development shared services project, which
Wow.
is it's part of the DRI funding that we received. It's focused on the Stockade district, but there's going to be a small grants program for residences and businesses in the neighborhood to apply for, and some of them are for micro businesses, and it can be there's a wide range of things that would qualify for it. So if there's a small arts group, for example, in Uptown that needs help with rent or something like that, that would qualify. So that's going to be starting, I think, on January 18th.
Where would we find information about that?
It'll be posted on Engage Kingston. The county's taking the lead, but we're working closely with them on getting the word out. So they are also going to be contacting every resident, homeowner and business owner in the Stockade district directly. So all people will have the opportunity to hear about it.
That's good. I like that. Any other news, guys? We have 7 minutes before adjourning the meeting. So if there is any other, I just want to respect everybody's time. I mean, we have talked today about everything and we still have 7 minutes, well, 6. I mean, that's great. Any other news or any other question? So guys, I will send you an email with the first draft of the committees, and also inviting you to check which of the committees you would like to be part of. Okay, so to start that conversation, I'm just trying to remind you that we talk about that. And it looked that there is a committee for the Harriet Tubman statue that is Susie, Ann, and it seemed to me that Lisa was dragged on that too. Am I correct with that committee?
And Lynn.
And Lynn. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna.
I don't know what all the committees are, so I wasn't gonna commit without knowing what I was about the other committees.
No, but it's good because so far we have some committees that are already working on the work, so it's just a matter of formalism. That's good.
Well, Lisa, I'm not committing you to that committee. I'm just saying that because by virtue of the fact that you work for MAD, that you'll be involved.
Oh, and definitely want to be involved. I mean, that's our area.
Yeah.
Sure.
But that's good. So I'm gonna send an email for that, and don't forget also, after reviewing the resolution on the creation of the commission, if there is any comment, send it to Peter. And
I just forwarded that to everybody, the copy that I had from Richard.
Perfectly. Thank you very much. And again, if there is any other person that you think will be a great addition for the commission, please ask them to apply. And hopefully by next meeting, we will have some sort of recommendations to make today.
I'm sorry I missed the beginning of the meeting.
Oh, there is no repeat. We have to leave.
The previous applicants will remain, who did not get chosen will remain in consideration or not?
Yes. And I think that there is a letter that that Susie is gonna send them, like, thank them for the application, that they will still be considered for future openings, but also we would like to encourage some more people, so we can really have a good pool of people, because eventually we will have openings every now and then. And if the committees are going to be open also for the community, you don't need to be a commissioner to be part of these committees also and work together with the commission. So that's the idea, that we can really have a good representation at the community.
Right. But that's why the commission, we need to know who those people are. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know. who they
exactly.
are.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know
don't
who
worry, Lynn. Don't
Okay.
worry, Lynn, because we are gonna have
Okay,
a
that's great.
conversation open with
That's
everybody.
great.
Absolutely.
Great.
So just to feel that we are gonna end the meeting before 6. Anybody wants to call the motion?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
And seconded. Okay, I'm Brent too. Well, guys, happy holidays, happy New
Thank
Year. If I
you.
don't see you before next year, please
Thank you.
enjoy.
You
Thank
too.
Uh,
you.
and I will see you for sure soon.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you, Rudan.
Take care.
Happy
Bye.
holidays.
Thank you. Bye.